Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Robert Haley, Chairman of the Patrick and Henry Community College Board.
Thank you. Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem, performed by Mrs. Lydia Horsley, Ms. Renee Hodges, and Mrs. Robin Rogers.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's glass gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you. You may be seated. Chancellor Doré, board members, esteemed faculty, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the inauguration of Dr. Greg Hodges as the fourth president of Patrick and Henry Community College. This is indeed a great day for this college. For only the second time in our 61-year history, we observe the investiture of our president. The Patrick and Henry Community College family thanks you for joining us on this auspicious occasion and for sharing with us our hopes, our pride, and our joy. I would also like to take this opportunity to recognize Dr. Max Wingen, who served as president of this college for 34 years, and Dr. Angeline Godwin, who served as president for 9 years. Under their leadership, this college grew and flourished, serving literally thousands of residents throughout the years. Dr. Wingen, will you please stand for us this morning? Thank you for being here. Dr. Godwin sends her regrets for not being with us today. Dr. Hodges, members of the Patrick Henry community, it is my pleasure to share with you congratulations and best wishes from Governor Glenn Youngkin on behalf of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Dear Patrick and Henry Community College, the First Lady and I extend our sincerest congratulations to the students, faculty, and staff of Patrick and Henry Community College on the inauguration of your fourth president, Dr. Greg Hodges. As we strive to make Virginia's community colleges the best in the nation, we look to effective leaders such as Dr. Hodges. He has dedicated much of his career to this institution, beginning as a professor in early childhood education 25 years ago. His teaching skills won him the Faculty Member of the Year Award in 2006. and his passion and drive helped him assume increasing responsibilities, including becoming the Vice President of Academics and Student Success. His impressive experience and proven leadership will enable him to strengthen the excellent academics, committed faculty, and accomplished student body at the college. As Patrick and Henry Community College celebrates this new and exciting chapter in its history, it also builds upon its rich past as one of Virginia's outstanding community colleges. Since its founding in 1962 and its incorporation into the Virginia Community College system in 1971, this college has focused on serving its undergraduate student body with excellence. Its wide array of programs, from nursing to criminal justice to industrial technology, provides students of all ages an opportunity to develop their skills and achieve success in the next chapter of their lives. In doing so, the college helps Virginia meet the critical demands of its workforce and the benefit of all its citizens. The Commonwealth of Virginia is moving forward, and Patrick and Henry Community College students, faculty, and staff are a key part of our collective bright future. We offer our deep gratitude for all you do to strengthen the spirit of Virginia. Sincerely, Governor Glenn Youngkin. We are very appreciative of the governor's support of Virginia community colleges. Now, I'm very pleased to introduce our keynote speaker. Gracie Agnew is an experienced educator of 48 years, currently serving as Carlisle School's head of school. Her career has included positions teaching and administration with the Henry County school system, as well as with Rockingham County, North Carolina schools. In addition, she has mentored new principals and served as a university supervisor for Longwood University in its teacher preparation program. Driven by her passion for academia, Gracie is committed to the profession and takes pride in providing the best educational opportunities for students. A Tams, West Virginia native, Gracie received her bachelor's degree in English from Winston-Salem State University in North Carolina and her master's degree in education from Virginia Tech. She has served on several boards, including the Martinsville-Henry County Economic Development Corporation, the New College Institute, the Harvest Foundation, Girl Scouts of the Skyline, Virginia Skyline, Piedmont Community Services, Theater Works, and the Boys and Girls Club. One of her greatest honors was being named Virginia State Principal of the Year in 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guest speaker, Mrs. Gracie Agnew.
Good morning. I am honored, I'm humbled, and excited to be here on this momentous occasion of the inauguration of Dr. Greg Hodges as the 4th president of Patrick and Henry Community College, a post-secondary institution that fulfills its mission to change lives, to launch futures, and enrich the community that it serves. I commend the search committee for its due diligence in conducting a national search to find a president with the ability to step into the role and maintain the college's focus on academic excellence, educational affordability, student success, workforce development, and community engagement, and with the vision to continue its development. It was a truly great day for Martinsville and Henry County when, from this national search that netted over 60 applicants, the chosen one was Dr. Hodges, our native son, whose beginning in education was with the Henry County public school system. Well, it was actually 49 years ago that I began my teaching career at Drury Mason High School in Henry County, which ironically started my journey to this day, to this moment, standing before you, delivering a speech at the investiture ceremony of a young man with whom I crossed paths at this wonderful little high school in Ridgeway, Virginia. I taught honors English and sponsored forensics. When I first encountered Greg Hodges, I would have described him as zealous, inspired, driven, and passionate about learning. Early in his high school career, He set the goal of being valedictorian of his class, and he did achieve that goal. In his valedictory speech delivered in 1988, he credited me with teaching him more about himself, life, and the life-changing power of knowledge than any textbook could ever deliver. He has stated that he is the man, the leader, and educator that he is today because of lessons learned in my classroom. Now, while I appreciated his tribute and was really flattered and overcome with emotion at being so honored, the truth of the matter is that this young man had within himself this unquenchable thirst for knowledge, this strong desire to succeed. He was always self-assured and possessed leadership skills that made people look to him even then for direction, for solutions. Whatever task given, he completed with unbridled passion. Whatever cause that became of interest to him, he championed with tenacity. Greg came into my classroom poised and ready to learn. I did have high expectations, and he rose to meet those. He never disappointed me because he had high expectations of himself. Everything for him was always strategic. He had planned the course of action, whether it be the courses that he was going to take, competition with VHSL forensics, which was oratory at its best. And those of you who have heard him speak know that Dr. Hodges has a true gift for oratory. When he is at the podium, any podium, expect your attention to be drawn to him and to his points, which are always well made. Greg had this love for Greek mythology. And just Wednesday, he validated my teaching of it by saying that still today, he turns to lessons learned from that unit. The Center of Excellence clearly defines the importance of the study, indicating that Greek myths have helped shape modern thinking in many important ways. Knowledge of Greek mythology has long influenced society. It has shaped culture and tradition, directed political systems, and encouraged problem solving. The basic concept of modern thinking can be traced back to Greek stories and the valuable philosophical lessons that they taught. The legend of Odysseus is about how you can triumph over obstacles and use perseverance to change or to achieve your goals. The story of Theseus and the Minotaur teaches us to stop, pause, and reflect even when we are under stress. Achilles was all-powerful except in his heel. The story tells us that even a small or seemingly insignificant flaw can prove fatal and stop us from achieving our goals. Hercules reveals the value of loyalty, strength of character, and honor. Okay? And thinking about Dr. Hodges, triumph over obstacles, persevere to achieve goals, stop, pause, and reflect. Know your weaknesses, loyalty, strength of character, honor. Now, as I reflect on those years gone by, those days in the classroom, and fast forward to today's inauguration, I understand why Greg said those words in his valedictory speech. He was driven, and as I said, strategic as a student. As an adult, he retains those stellar qualities, but now they're honed by experience and education to augment his gifts. Dr. Hodges fourth president of Patrick and Henry, possesses those attributes necessary for his success in the role that he has today because of the strong educational foundation of his youth, which has been built upon over the course of years. Education then and now, always at the forefront. While there are those who will accept the prevailing trend, go with the flow, and not rock the boat their whole lives and be totally satisfied with the status quo, they will always choose the quicker and easier path only to remain the same. But that is not what is needed for growth. Instead, what we have is someone who has the ability to recognize when change is warranted, is not afraid to challenge and defend, is willing to do the research, who is able to look objectively at all sides of an issue and make a decision. Change is brought about by those who recognize the need and the benefit and then moves forward to effect change. 2023. These are truly trying times, times that try men's souls in education, turbulent times for those called to lead amid a myriad of problems: college readiness, funding, staffing, completion rates, enrollment decline, mental health issues, workforce needs. The pandemic has challenged education unlike anything we've ever seen before. Students require training in how to handle the unknown. They must be prepared for jobs of the future when it is not known in some cases what those jobs are. We are tasked with preparing students to become employees and leaders that will be needed for career fields in this complex world with pressing problems. Well, Dr. Hodges has been preparing himself for this role for years by being challenged to be the best form of himself. And now he stands before us, a creative, hardworking difference maker, not afraid to reimagine what Patrick and Henry Community College is and what it can become to meet the needs of 21st century students and 21st century economy. As an academic leader who is passionate about the transformative power of higher education, he has stepped into this new role, ready to lead this institution and create opportunities to develop ideas, innovations that drive our economy and our society forward. There's nothing more important to the future of our society than education. It is the great enabler that helps people lift themselves above their circumstances and their disadvantages. It is essential because it is the major pathway to lifelong well-being and is critical to economic mobility. Dr. Hodges, fourth president of Patrick and Henry Community College, is ready to address the pressing problems of this complex world of education, to captain this ship and navigate the waters of uncertainty. And to him, I say congratulations. And I leave you with Nelson Mandela's quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world." Thank you.
Thank you for those remarks, Mrs. Agnew. Next, we will hear from representatives from our P&HCC faculty, staff, students, and foundations. It is a pleasure to introduce Associate Professor Joyce Staples to bring greetings on behalf of the Patrick and Henry Community College faculty.
To the President, Dr. Hodges, board members, esteemed guests, fellow faculty, ladies and gentlemen, greetings. On behalf of the faculty, full-time and adjunct of Patrick and Henry Community College, I count it an honor and a privilege to offer greetings in the inauguration ceremony of Dr. J. Gregory Hodges. One of my favorite authors, Dr. Maya Angelou, was a source of wisdom over her amazing life and career. She penned the following: "I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Let me give you an example. When Dr. Hodges joined the P&H family as a faculty member in August 2004, he was a young, energetic, and optimistic educator who saw the world through rose-colored glasses. He assumed we were the same age. In a later conversation, I told him my story of teaching students for over 25 years at that point. He stared at me with incredulity, and I said simply, "Black don't crack." In that moment, we bonded as colleagues and friends. He made me feel like $1,000,000, and I still chuckle at that memory. Through the roles Dr. Hodges has assumed, from faculty member to assistant dean to dean and vice president, he has embraced the mission of Patrick and Henry Community College to give everyone, faculty, students, and staff, the opportunity to learn and develop skills so communities are strengthened. For the past 19 years, Dr. Hodges still believes that if students are provided opportunities to attain a college degree or a skill set, they will avail themselves to it, and as an instructor, he encouraged students to reach for the prize, to become critical thinkers, and to excel in and outside the classroom. Students are involved as tutors, athletes, and club members, and who doesn't want to go to the Chatham House when food is being served? Likewise, in his administrative roles, Dr. Hodges encourages faculty to engage in professional development seminars and forums, pursue innovations, have a voice, and attend conferences such as New Horizons and Achieving the Dream. These opportunities promote teaching and learning so professors can fine-tune strategies to increase student engagement and retention. The faculty of Patrick and Henry Community College are the best, the brightest, and the most dedicated group of individuals of whom I have ever worked. In their commitment to students, they create an environment that fosters education and facilitates learning. In a children's literature class I taught many years ago, my students created a treasure chest for Piedmont Arts. Each chest is an educational aid with lessons and activities on history, authors, civilizations, and the like. Each chest has been researched and aligns with Virginia's SOLs. They can be checked out free to teachers in Martinsville and Henry County. I invited Dr. Hodges, who was dean at the time. He showed up, donned a wig made of cotton, and stayed for a photo opportunity. And this is only one example of Dr. Hodges' support. And I know other faculty members have similar stories of Dr. Hodges' interest and development of them as educators. Although his support of faculty may be one-on-one, his impact grows exponentially. Dr. Hodges, we thank you for promoting teaching excellence to shine at Patrick and Henry Community College and in this community. Faculty members appreciate what you have said to us to encourage us. We also appreciate what you have done for us as colleagues. But most of all, the way you have made us feel is a true tribute to your character as an individual and as a professional. Faculty, would you join me in an ovation to Dr. J. Gregory Hodges? College is proud of its outstanding staff. I now ask Dr. Chris Wickstrom, Vice President for Academic and Student Success, to bring greetings on behalf of the staff and administration of the college.
Good morning. Real quick, would the inauguration committee please stand? Stand up. I know where you're at. There you go. Round of applause. A tremendous amount of time and effort that went into planning this. Thank you for your attendance today, and to the college for allowing me to speak on behalf of our amazing staff and administration. Today we celebrate not just a person who leads our college, but in Dr. Hodges' own words, the opportunity to come together as a community and be with one another. As our theme indicates, creating opportunity not only embodies the foundational core of social mobility and economic prosperity, but it also captures the culture of who we are as an educational institution and our service to our community. As we commemorate the 4th president of our community's college, we also convene and celebrate as a community. Good things happen when people come together for a common purpose. We learn from each other. Learning primes knowledge, and knowledge is strength. Strong communities are successful communities, and Patrick and Henry Community College is proud to be a primary driver in these efforts. And while Dr. Hodges' focus is on opportunities for all of us to come together, I want to take a moment and say a few things about what he brings to our college and our region. Endless energy. He doesn't stop. President Hodges is a constant advocate on the local, state, regional, and national stage for our community, creating opportunity. Endless grace. He fosters a culture that recognizes barriers, embraces our faults, and meets the situation head-on to forge a solution for all, creating opportunity. Endless commitment. I would bet his pajamas consist of a blue suit and P&HCC tie. He is tremendously proud to represent our community around everyone he interacts with, creating opportunity. Endless compassion. President Hodges believes we can help everyone better themselves regardless of their starting point, creating opportunity. And lastly, endless humility. He recognizes the value in the team that 2 ears are greater than one mouth. And when you're focused on the betterment of those around you, we all win, creating opportunity. Where did these strengths come from? It's simple. These qualities are a reflection of our community and his own bedrock, his wife and family. I've had the incredible fortune to work with President Hodges for over a decade, and on behalf of our faculty, staff, and administration, look forward to the years ahead and the direction this incredible community and college are going. Thank you for being here today. Enjoy the company and the opportunity to be with each other. Thank you. We're extremely proud of our Patrick and Henry Community College students. Mr. Amir Poat is here to bring greetings on behalf of the student body. He is an international student from Iran and a member of the P&HCC basketball team. His educational goal is to become a veterinarian. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Amir Poat.
Excuse me. Good morning. I would love to start my speech with a poem from Sadi Shirazi, who is an Iranian famous poet. بنی آدم اعضای یک پیکرند که در آفرینش ز یک گوهرند. چو عضوی به درد آورد روزگار دگر عضوها را نماند قرار. تو که از مهنت دیگران بیغمی نشاید که نامت نهند آدمی. Human beings are members of a whole, in creation of one essence and soul. If one member is afflicted with pain, other members uneasy will remain. If you have no sympathy for human pain, the name of human you cannot retain. How many times a day do you see people who are looking for help? How often do you see somebody who is struggling with their life and can't get through their difficulties? How many times do you feel the urge to help somebody out? When you walk into school and you pass by all these college students that you see, how often do you think to yourself, what is going on in their life? Kindness and caring is a choice for regular people. But today, we're here to celebrate the inauguration of somebody whose job is to take care of people on a daily basis. Dr. Hodges will be the 4th president of Patrick and Henry Community College. From the conversations that I had with him, I know that his motto is that every student should feel like he or she has a family here at P&H. His care for students is not limited to on campus, but also covers athletes and students who are away and represent the Patrick and Henry Patriots. If you ever wonder where you can find Dr. Hodges when he's actually not in his office, I would suggest looking at the Patriots events or games. You can definitely find him sitting at Smith Riverfield, supporting the soccer team with his loving wife, or in a corner of the gym, cheering for the basketball team. As an international student at Patrick and Henry Community College, who comes from a country with tons of sanctions from the United States, I have to deal with problems such as financial instability, language barrier, job and employment problems, and etc. The toughest problem that an international student has to deal with is homesickness. Being away from the comfort zone of living with your parents and having the attention needed by the community around you that share the same values and culture as you can be very challenging. From the first day that I've been here at Patrick and Henry, I have only seen friendliness and hospitality. I remember seeing the portrait painting in West Hall and wondering to myself, if that's the president of the school, there's no way I will find a chance to talk to him. He looks so busy. I would see him at sports events and he would just act so friendly and down to earth that I couldn't believe he's the most important person of the school. My doubts became facts when he invited all the international students to his house for Thanksgiving in order for them to know that we're all a family. He also gave me the honor of playing piano at his house. When I graduate, I will have lots of good memories and people from Patrick and Henry to remember for my whole life. But Dr. Hodges will surely be my favorite person. And I appreciate everybody on the committee to offer me the honor of giving out a speech at this event. Dr. Hodges, on behalf of the whole student body and the student athletes of Patrick and Henry Community College, I wish you the best of luck as the president of Patrick and Henry Community College and accept my congratulations in advance. Thank you. Thank you. The college exists to provide quality education to all students it serves and to positively impact the lives of the citizens in our service region. We are very fortunate to have an active and engaged foundation to raise money to help students meet their goals. Please welcome Mr. Ron Haley, Patrick and Henry Community College Foundation Chair, who will offer comments on behalf of the foundation.
Chancellor Gorey, Dr. Hodges, esteemed guests, I'm thrilled to be here today to celebrate the inauguration of Dr. Hodges as the 4th president of Patrick and Henry Community College. As the foundation board chair, I've had the pleasure of working with Dr. Hodges for a number of years, and I can confidently say that we've made an excellent choice in selecting Dr. Hodges to lead our institution into the future. Dr. Hodges brings with him a wealth of experience and expertise at all levels of higher education, including serving a short term as executive director of the foundation. In his nearly 20 years of service to the college, he has not only demonstrated strong leadership, but also a passion and dedication to student success. We are indeed fortunate to have him as our new president, and I'm excited to see the positive impact he will continue to have on our students, faculty, staff, college, and our community. The foundation is proud to work in partnership with the college in its commitment to providing accessible, high-quality education to all students. Under Dr. Hodges' leadership, I am confident that we will continue to uphold the vision that P&HCC will be the educational catalyst that provides access to economic prosperity for our diverse community. On behalf of the entire Foundation Board, I am pleased to welcome you into this new role and pledge our support to your vision and mission for the future of P&HCC. We look forward to working together with you to provide a world-class education to our students and ensure that Patrick and Henry Community College remains a beacon of hope and opportunity for generations to come. Thank you. And now, it's my privilege to introduce to you Dr. David Doré, who is Chancellor of the Virginia Community College System, and he's been on the job for 2 weeks now. He is the 10th person to lead the system, which was founded in 1966. In his new position, Dr. Doré provides day-to-day leadership for a system that serves more than 200,000 degree-seeking and workforce career training students annually. He joined the VCCS in his 27th year of serving community college students. And like so many of our students, he was the first member of his family to attend college. His career has been guided by a fundamental belief that every learner can succeed if the conditions are right. He has focused on serving diverse and underrepresented populations to foster inclusive learning, communities, support, open access, and student success and economic mobility. Dr. Doré came to Virginia from Tucson, Arizona, where he served as president of campuses and executive vice chancellor at Pima Community College. There he led the college's 5 campuses and workforce development initiatives, including the development of the college's Centers of Excellence in response to the needs of Arizona's workforce sectors. He also served in higher education leadership positions in Tempe, Arizona, and San Francisco. He earned his Doctor of Education degree at Pepperdine University, master's degrees at Georgetown University, Boston College, and Santa Clara University, and advanced degree in philosophy from Gonzaga University, and his bachelor's degree came from Gannon University. He was a 2017-18 Presidential Fellow of the Aspen Institute's College Excellence Program and has been active in community leadership and in advocating for community college education at the state and national levels. Ladies and gentlemen, it is certainly an honor to introduce Dr. David Doré, Chancellor of the Virginia Community College System, to conduct the investiture.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? This is a wonderful day, right? We're not going to let the rain disturb anything. So, you know, I am actually thrilled to be here today. And you probably know, as Ron just said, that this is my second week on the job as Chancellor of Virginia's community colleges. And I hope that you know what a tremendous privilege this is to be able to play the official installation role in this installation of Dr. James Greg Hodges as the 4th president of Patrick and Henry College. You know, Greg, as you heard, he's no stranger here. In fact, I was here yesterday, and it seems like he knows everybody in this region. In fact, I think he went to grade school with pretty much everybody in this region. He's been president since July of 2021, and he joined the Patrick and Henry family when he became a faculty member in 2004. And what an ideal choice for president, huh? Having held most of the leadership positions here over the years. Greg really knows, I think, every inch of this college. And I think Greg also knows that I will be looking to him for his advice and counsel in the coming months and years, Greg. You know, I'm already grateful for your guidance and support. As all of you know very well, one of the great things about our colleges is that they are not cookie-cutter institutions. Each one of our colleges has evolved and developed programs to meet the needs of its local service area and local employers. And there's a spirit of innovation here in Virginia that I believe is unmatched anywhere in the country. And seeing the colleges for myself this spring is just a great introduction to our strengths and our opportunities. My statewide journey, oh, there you go, is really helping drive home the point that our colleges need to serve what I like to call the new majority of learners. And this includes working learners, those who have family responsibilities, our veterans, older students, as well as high school graduates. You know, as a first-generation college student myself, I know how daunting the academic world can seem for so many of our students. And we must ensure that our colleges are welcoming, that students feel that they belong and they can succeed. You know, and during my visit yesterday, I was so pleased to hear directly from our students and to hear them articulate the love and care they experience here at Patrick and Henry. That was really inspiring. Virginia's community colleges have proven to be exceptionally nimble and resilient these past few years. And with the myriad of our academic and workforce programs that have been launched, and those still in development, our colleges are really leading the way in higher education. And I believe that we have an amazing opportunity before us to become a best-in-class national leader that embraces innovation and ensures economic mobility for every single Virginian. So, Dr. Hodges, please step forward. And it now becomes my honor to fulfill this formal part of the program and pass along 2 symbols of the office of college president. First, I present you this blank journal, one that doesn't even have lines on it yet. This journal is a reminder that the success story of your time as the president of this community college remains unwritten and without limits. You begin an awesome responsibility today. Working with your team and working with your community, that story will take form and grow the way you collectively see it and the way you lead it. I know that you will make this story a brilliant one, and these communities are counting on you. And second, I bestow on you this medallion, engraved with the Virginia Community College System logo, signifying the office that you hold in the community college system. The chain signifies that you are one of 23 community college presidents who play a significant role in making sure that this community college system promotes access, learning outcomes, and success for students from every race, ethnicity, gender, and socioeconomic group, and that in doing so ensures that lives and communities are strengthened. It is my great honor to present this Virginia Community College System medallion to you with a request that you wear it going forward as part of your regalia at graduation ceremonies and other formal ceremonies. And so, Dr. Hodges, are you ready to take the presidential oath of office?
Yes, sir.
All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Dr. Greg Hodges,
I, Dr. Greg Hodges,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of Patrick and Henry Community College
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of Patrick and Henry Community College
and will, to the best of my ability, lead the college with integrity
and will, to the best of my ability, lead the college with integrity
and promote broad and equitable access to higher education and workforce training,
and promote broad and equitable access to higher education and workforce training
that empowers our community to thrive and grow.
that empowers our community to thrive and grow.
And now, by the authority vested in me by the State Board for Community Colleges, I am delighted to formally instate you, Dr. James Greg Hodges, as the 4th President of Patrick and Henry Community College. And congratulations, and we are looking forward to all that you are going to do to transform this community.
Chancellor DeRay, Patrick and Henry Community College faculty and staff, board members, honored guests. I begin my remarks today with a simple statement. It is the honor of my lifetime to serve as the 4th president of Patrick and Henry Community College. Since being named as president nearly 2 years ago, I have been asked repeatedly, what makes P&HCCedu so special, or why did you decide to apply for this position? I'd like to answer those questions directly today, as I believe what makes our college so special comes down to 3 simple things: our purpose, our people, and our performance. First, our purpose. At Patrick and Henry Community College, we have a singular focus: the economic mobility of the community that we serve. We declare that very plainly in our institutional vision statement, which reads as follows: P&HCC will be the educational catalyst that provides economic prosperity for our diverse community. We have one way of moving the needle on that vision: by educating and training our students for good-paying jobs with family-sustaining wages. Like all colleges, we award a plethora of credentials: associate's degrees like the AAS, certificates, CERTs, career study certificates, CSCs, and industry-recognized credentials, IRCs. While our degrees might have acronyms like CSCs and IRCs, what we really award is the JOB degree. It is because of this that we proudly state that whether a student comes to our college for 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years, they come to earn a JOB credential. And whether they enroll in a career and technical education program, a healthcare track, or a transfer pathway, our focus remains the same: to provide our students with the skills and the abilities that they need to become gainfully employed in a job that provides economic stability for themselves and their families. I'd like to pause a moment to let you know why this message resonates so profoundly with me personally. Like many of you here today, I'm a first-generation student, which means I'm the first in my immediate family to go to college. In fact, a quick glance of my family tree reveals that I was by no means college material. On one side of my family tree is my dad, the next to youngest of 21 children, who grew up on a farm here in Henry County, Virginia. Among this crop of children were 2 sets of twins and 8 stillbirths or miscarriages. My father, who is with us here today, is unquestionably the smartest man that I've ever met, but he had to drop out of school in the 9th grade to go get a job. He would later complete his GED while serving our country in the United States Army. On the other side of my non-collegiate family tree is my mother, the next to oldest of 8 children who grew up in the coal fields of Southwest Virginia and Southern West Virginia. My mom, who was undoubtedly looking down today, about to explode with pride, often declared that she had coal dust running through her veins. Just days before she passed away, my mom reminded me again that she had lived a wonderfully blessed life, but that there were 4 days that stood out as the highlights, the 4 greatest days of her life, as she called them. First, the day she became a believer. Second, the day she got married. Third, the day she gave birth to me, her only child. And fourth, the day she got to meet Loretta Lynn in person and tell her she was also proud to be a coal miner's daughter. Despite my parents' lack of higher education, they were both able to acquire good paying jobs. In their case, a grocery store from which they both retired that provided a solid middle-class life for our little family. It is that same kind of access to financial stability that we at P&HCC want for everyone in our community. However, the big difference between then and now is that this financial stability is rarely available unless someone has a post-high school credential. So while we are in the business of awarding degrees and certificates and certifications and credentials, we are in fact awarding hope. Hope for economic prosperity. Hope to escape the strangulating grasp of multi-generational poverty. Hope for lifelong financial stability. That is our job. It's our calling. And at Patrick and Henry, it's our purpose. Next, our people. Patrick and Henry Community College has enjoyed a 20-year partnership with Achieving the Dream, the nation's largest non-governmental reform network for community colleges. Because of our early success 15 years ago with the instructional strategy known as Active and Cooperative Learning, we led to the formation of the Southern Center for Active Learning Excellence Scale, whereby members of our faculty have now trained thousands of educators from across the country for more than 100 community colleges and 4 foreign countries. Prior to becoming president, I had the great privilege of being on more than 70 community college campuses across the country, and inevitably I returned to Patrick and Henry with the same thought. We have incredibly dedicated people at this college, faculty and staff who get up every morning determined to make a difference in the lives of our students and in our community. It is our people that I first fell in love with 30 years ago as a student walking these halls. It is our people that my 2 children, both graduates of Patrick and Henry, talk about today. It's our people who are inevitably the topic of conversation when I get stopped at the grocery store, at church, or anywhere else. In the world of community college education, we often talk about our programs, our credentials, and our vast array of wraparound support services. But what really makes the difference in the lives of our students is our people. People who care passionately about their work. People who recognize and embrace that we are a family, spelled P-H-A-M-I-L-Y. We are, in fact, a powerful family whose strength is derived from our beautiful diversity. I learned a long time ago that programs don't change lives, and services don't change lives. Rather, it's the people who instruct those programs. It's the people who administer those services. That's what changes lives. And that's what our people do at Patrick and Henry every day. They change lives. Finally, our performance. A review of our institution's history reveals that Patrick and Henry enjoys a rich reputation locally and nationally. For example, 2015, we were awarded a highly prestigious Leah Meyer Alston Award from Achieving the Dream, which is that organization's highest honor, bestowed upon us for our nationally recognized success in identifying and closing student opportunity gaps and for our pedagogy training. In both May and June of last year, Patrick and Henry led the nation in the number of NC3 certifications awarded. Earlier this year, our Advanced Manufacturing Program won the first Rural Community College Excellence Award for our partnership with Festo Didactic and National Coalition of Certification Centers, NC3. And just last month, the Aspen Institute heavily featured P&H in its recent publication entitled Rural Community College Excellent. And just days ago, we found out that our Small Business Development Program, delivered in conjunction with the local Chamber of Commerce, will be nationally recognized this summer. While these national awards are wonderful, what really matters to us is the impact we're having locally. The region served by our college is in the midst of an economic renaissance, and P&HCC is the epicenter of this work. We are committed to being the engine that drives economic mobility for our region. In 2017, we opened the first building of our Manufacturing, Engineering, and Technology Complex. We call it our MET, a 103,000 square foot facility that is dedicated to good paying jobs here in our community. With programs like mechatronics, engineering, CAD, robotics, precision machining, and the Racing College of Virginia, the Met has been rightfully referred to as our region's crown jewel of economic development. Students are already occupying our recently opened second building, which triples our welding capacity, and a grand opening of that facility is ready for this fall. At the same time, the college has also expanded our transfer partnerships and programs with university partners and brought to scale new healthcare credentials both on the academic and workforce side. It is because of this keen focus on economic mobility and good-paying jobs in our service region that the Harvest Foundation awarded Patrick and Henry Community College a 13-year gift in the amount of $10.2 million, the largest in our college's history, which pays for up to 2.5 years of education at P&HCC for every high school graduate who resides in Martinsville and Henry County. We are working now directly with the Patrick County Education Foundation, PCEF, to fund the Patrick Promise, which does for the students of Patrick County exactly what SEED does for Martinsville and Henry County. With this kind of track record for performance, it is no wonder that the readers of our local newspaper, the Martinsville Bulletin, voted Patrick and Henry Community College as the best place to work in our community. I couldn't agree more. Our purpose, our people, our performance. These are the elements that make our institution so special. Now, I'd like to take just a moment of personal privilege to express my appreciation both professionally and personally. I begin by saying thank you, a deep thank you, to the members of the Inauguration Committee, each of whom has labored for nearly a year to plan this event. Thank you also to the crew of P&HCC volunteers and especially our students who've given of themselves to make today so special. You all have taken other duties as assigned to a whole new level, and I'm very grateful for you. To our partners, K-12, college and university, regional nonprofits, government entities, business and industry leaders, thank you for your willingness to partner with Patrick and Henry Community College to help us fulfill our mission. To the faculty, the staff, and the administration here at P&HCC, thank you for the kindness and respect you have shown me in this position. It's not always easy for folks to watch an internal candidate take the reins as CEO. However, our family has been nothing less than extraordinary. As your president, I am committed and promise that I will listen to you, I will see you, I will hear you, and I will always respect you. To the members of our local board and our foundation board, thank you for your time, your energy, your resources, and your devotion to our college. You are our greatest ambassadors, and we are grateful for your dedication. To our students, you're the reason we open the door every day. Thank you for entrusting us with your educational and economic futures. I'd also like to again thank my presidential predecessors. Patrick and Henry Community College has been this institution's college for 61 years, and I am only the fourth president to serve. Moreover, I've had the great privilege of working under two of those previous presidents, both of whom did extraordinary work. I'm grateful to Dr. Max Wingen and Dr. Angelin Godwin for leaving behind a strong, innovative college that is nationally recognized for the work that we do. I'd also quickly like to take a moment, express my gratitude to some key people who've impacted me on a personal level. To my SAGBC family, you all know who you are. Thank you for giving me the great gift of supporting and encouraging me to pursue my life's passion while still embracing my life's calling. Next to Mrs. Gracie Agnew. Those of us in education are often asked, who was the teacher that most inspired you to become an educator? My answer is always Gracie Agnew. When the chair of the Inauguration Committee asked me who I wanted to serve as the guest speaker for today's event, before she got it out of her mouth, I said, Gracie Agnew. In fact, most people who know me know that I love me some Gracie Agnew. But if you'll indulge me, I'd like to tell you why. In the spring of 1987, I was a 16-year-old junior in Mrs. Agnew's English 11 class. We were studying a unit on 20th century poetry, and rather than lecturing the class, Mrs. Agnew assigned each student a specific poem that we were to study and research, and then come to class prepared to teach a 5 to 10 minute lesson. I was assigned the poem, A Narrow Fellow in the Grass by Emily Dickinson, which in its simplest form is a poem about a snake. But it's also laden with beautiful imagery and rich symbolism. I studied, I researched, I prepared my lesson to teach to my 11th grade classmates. Most of my fellow students simply went to the front of the room, read their notes about what they had discovered, and while the assignment indicated a 5 to 10 minute lesson, most struggled to get to that mark. However, in each case, Mrs. Agnew would praise them for their work, fill in the gaps with any information that had not been covered. Finally, she called my name, and I went to the front of the room. However, rather than just reading my notes, I put students in groups. Rather than simply talking about what I had researched, I prepared a handout that I knew would help them retain the information we were about to discover. And instead of taking 5 to 10 minutes, my lesson ended up being 25 minutes in length. I finished and expected Mrs. Agnew to shower me with praise, just as she had done for all the other students. However, when I concluded, there was a very long, pregnant pause where nobody said anything. Eventually, Mrs. Agnew broke the silence by saying, Gregory, please come see me after school today. I was mortified, thinking I had not only failed this assignment, but disappointed this teacher that I admired so greatly. The end of the day arrived. I walked back into class to see she'd pulled up a chair beside of her desk. As I entered the room, Miss Agnew motioned for me to sit down in the chair, and she began to speak. Gregory, Some people choose education as a career, and it's their profession. But for a very select few others, education chooses them because it's their calling. And then she said something that's been etched on my heart for 35 years. Gregory, I don't know what you're thinking about for your career. You should know you were born to be an educator. I wish I could say that I walked out of her classroom and immediately started on that pathway. Unfortunately, that would take another 6 years, which included changing my undergraduate major 7 different times before landing on education. However, every time I walked into my college advisor's office with another degree change completion declaration card in hand, I kept hearing Miss Agnew's words, Gregory, you were born to be an educator. Finally, I listened. Mrs. Agnew, thank you for launching me into my life's profession that has become my life's passion. My children, James and Lydia, thank you for supporting my life's work, even when it occasionally meant sacrificing time away from our family. You both are my greatest accomplishment, and I am so proud of the adults that you have become and the families that you are creating with your spouses, Anna and Nick, and your children, Josie, and soon to be born any moment now, Lilibet. For the first 15 years of their lives, my children always saw Daddy at school, first as an elementary teacher and later as a faculty member here, while also seeing Daddy in school, working on yet another degree. When I completed my doctorate degree in 2013, my son and daughter were the first to greet me as I descended the stage. Both of them hugged me around the neck, and it was my son who said, Dad, we are so proud of you. Now, if you die tomorrow, are we responsible for paying back your loans? James and Lydia, I am so honored to be your dad. Boy, do I love being your kid's granddad. Finally, and most importantly, to my wife. Lovingly referred to by so many in our community as Miss Renee. Every year in December, on our wedding anniversary, I share the same words on social media because they capture the essence of my wife. Happy anniversary to my Miss Renee, who constantly reminds me to dream big, to have faith in the Creator's ability to make those dreams become reality, and then incredibly molds her life to fit those dreams. Ours is truly a hometown love story. I married the literal girl next door who grew up right beside me here in Henry County. Renee, the life that we have crafted together is better than anything I ever imagined, and everything that we have accomplished is because of your love, your encouragement, and your support. I also want our family to know, our college family, that Miss Renee absolutely adores this college and this community. I think we all understand that there is a fine line between a fan and a fanatic. And when it comes to this college, Miss Renee has not just tiptoed over that line, she has gleefully galloped straight to the other side. So you might be on the field cheering at a P&HCC ball game, in the Walker Theater admiring another Patriot Players production, or here in the gym next month watching as hundreds of students walk across this stage and punch their ticket straight into financial stability. Wherever you are on this campus, should you happen to hear a hoot, a holler, or a piercing yell, you look around and you see a stunningly beautiful redhead. Decked out from head to toe in blue and gold, you'll know that Miss Renee is in the house. I want to finish today by sharing with you my closing comments given to the Presidential Interview Committee for this position 2 years ago. Almost every interview concludes with a similar final question. Something like, do you have any questions for the committee, or is there anything else you'd like to share? When that question was asked of me by the P&HCC Presidential Interview Committee, here's what I said 2 years ago. I don't have any questions, but I would like to make one final declaration, if I may. I've served on several Virginia Community College System presidential interview committees, and I know firsthand the incredible caliber of people these positions attract. You will assuredly interview someone who has more than my 20 years of educational experience. And I have no doubt that you will interview someone who has more than my 10 years of administrative experience. But I can promise you, you will not interview, nor will you find anyone who loves Patrick and Henry Community College or cherishes the community that we serve more than I. So I'll close today in the same way that I opened. It is indeed the honor of my lifetime to serve as your president. May bountiful blessings pour upon our country, the Commonwealth of Virginia, the community that we serve, and upon Patrick and Henry Community College. Thank you.
So I get to follow that. My name is James Hodges. Currently, I am a kindergarten teacher at Axon Elementary. I also have had the privilege of having this man as my father for the last 26 years. When I was asked to give the closing remarks, I tried to think of what I could say about him. I want to start by saying that he taught me many important things, the most important of which has always been righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Actually, his dad taught me that, not him. I want to begin with these words that I thought of. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These words are memorized by school children across America. They stand as a shining light in the history of this nation, a beacon that would call out to lost souls for generations. It would be in the spirit of these words that Lady Liberty would call out, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free." Millions of lost souls would answer that call. And yet, history shows that this nation has not always lived up to its ideal. All men are created equal, but some at times were more equal than others. All people have rights from their Creator, but we can take those away. All may pursue happiness, but some must do so in chains. Give me your tired and your poor, so that they may be at times forgotten and ignored. With this ugly backdrop, the words of men living in 1776 seem to fade away. The sins of the past are never to be ignored. We learn from them. We see how we as a nation have fallen short, but we must also never let go of our ideals. My father, Dr. Hodges, is a man who understands what it is to truly believe these words. He knows that all people, regardless of their heritage, truly are created equal. My father knows that opportunity cannot be given to one person and not another. He has dedicated his life to being a man who will carry the torch of opportunity and give light to as many souls as he can. He did it. He did it for my sister and I. He's doing it for my niece, Josie, who is the actual boss of the family. And I know he will do it for my daughter, Lilibet. And I know he would do it for this college. Now, I would like to invite my mother to present her gift to President Hodges. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Patrick and Henry Community College's First Lady, Miss Renee Hodges.
compass is an amazing tool. It helps us to know where we are. It helps us to find where we need or want to go. Each point on the compass provides a specific location, place. For Dr. Greg Hodges, my husband of 31 years, and now the 4th president of Patrick and Henry Community College, his life and work have been precisely directed by a passion for learning, a love for students, a commitment to excellence in all that he does, a dedication to this community, his hometown, and his faith and surrendered life. As this beautiful compass designed and created by our awesome folks at the Thomas P. Dalton Idea Center, who are probably tired of seeing me coming over there every day, in Uptown Martinsville, clearly and powerfully reflects Patrick and Henry Community College, has been woven into the very fabric of Dr. Hodges' life. The president began here doing a favor, substituting for a class, soon to become an adjunct instructor while teaching elementary school locally. The commitment to the college paralleled opportunities to serve in more significant roles. Our children both graduated from this college. This college is part of our lives, of our entire family. So today, as we officially inaugurate President Hodges as the First Lady of Patrick and Henry, I commit my support and dedication to the college, its students and faculty, and to our president. We must be steadfast in directing students to a quality education, career advancements, and a bright future forward.
Mr. Hodges, First Lady, thank you for your remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remain standing for the academic recessional, which brings this inauguration ceremony to a close. You are all cordially invited to attend a reception for the President at the Manufacturing, Engineering, and Technology Complex on Motorsports Drive. Parking is extremely limited, but shuttle service is available and highly recommended. Those in the academic processional will join you at this reception. My sincere thanks to all of you who have joined us this morning to celebrate the beginning of a new chapter in the history of Patrick and Henry Community College. Members of the audience, please remain where you are until your row is dismissed. Thank you all.